division, 3-minute rounds. In the Great Plains Ford blue corner, Laine the Rain Keyes.
Laine Keyes coming out of Kelowna, British Columbia. He's actually celebrating his 23rd birthday today. It's his first MMA fight ever. He's been training for a couple of years, and he's just an all-around athletic guy. He played pretty much every sport growing up. He's familiar with Saskatchewan. He played hockey at the Notre Dame school just outside of Weyburn. He's been a bull rider. He plays rugby, football, anything where you can get banged up. This guy is there. Laine the Rain Keyes. He has fast hands. He likes to stand up, but he also does have a wrestling background. And,
just a reminder, you have 37 minutes to grab your food.
Laine the Rain Keyes, he also strives to be like Dennis Bermudez, just loves his style and his hard work, and he'd like to give a shout out to his friends and family for all their support throughout his training, making this possible. Laine Keyes, again, it's his first time in the octagon, so definitely looking to make a name for himself, coming in against Nick Grandbois, who's going to be coming out to the octagon in just a few minutes here. Laine Keyes getting greased up on the feature production mat before he enters the ring.
This 155-pound fight is brought to you by Pure Energy. Pure Energy.
And this fight is brought to you by the Weyburn Red Wings, the SJHL team. And they've been a huge sponsor in this and making this event possible. Laine Keyes entering the ring.
And his opponent in the Barber Motors red corner, fighting out of Kenora, Ontario, with a record of 1-3, Nick Legionnaire Grandbois.
Nick the Legionnaire Grandbois, he's 31 years old, fighting out of Kenora, Ontario, has 6 years of MMA experience, 1-3 record heading in, definitely looking to change that. He's a junior national judo competitor, definitely looking for some takedowns. His lifelong friends grew up alongside Jesse Bongfeld of the UFC, so he's got some experience. And this guy's explosive. Just from speaking to him, you can tell he's going to bring a lot of anger and punishment to the ring. He's not a friendly, respectful type of guy. He's bringing some attitude, and definitely looking for some punishment coming from Nick Grandbois. He loves GSP, and he loves the way that GSP can stick to a game plan. And he also is a huge fan of the Diaz brothers, kind of the bad boys of the sport. It's kind of how he sees himself, and he hasn't had the easiest life either, so he respects those tough guys, and that's what he tries to bring to the ring as well. He has a huge thanks to his team and his wife and kid at home, as well as his 2 other babies in Aurora, Ontario.
Tyler, talk to me, Tyler. What do these guys bring? I haven't had a chance to research either of these fighters.
Well, Laine Keyes, he's 23 years old, celebrating his birthday today. Actually, it's his first MMA event. He's played every sport you can name. He's a bull rider. He plays rugby, football, hockey. He actually went to Notre Dame school just outside of Weyburn here, a hockey player. So a very active guy, and he's looking to make a name for himself in mixed martial arts.
As I just met him, I can always tell a martial arts guy when you bow to them, if they're a little, if a martial arts guy's right ready to bow, some of these other guys don't understand it. No, I get a feeling this is just a tough guy.
Yeah.
You know, you look at him, he's strong. His opponent from Kenora, by the way, those Kenora guys, you're going to see Death Valley and Lloyd Death Valley later. Another guy just ripped to the bones.
These Kenora guys, they have the advantage of training with Jesse Bongfeld from the UFC. He's grew up alongside him, best friends since they were young kids. And
exactly.
And Nick Grandbois, he said he likes to stick to his game plan. He likes the GSP style, but he's also kind of compares himself to the Nick Diaz's of the sport. He's a bad boy, and that's. I think he's bringing some punishment.
Well, he just brought a left kick right to the jaw
to open things up.
Things up. He is a southpaw. But I'll tell you what, a lot of times you look at these guys ripped. I've always thought you're never going to knock a guy who's ripped. but they sometimes spend too much time in the gym.
Huge takedown by Laine Keyes there.
The judge is gonna look at that. That's just a dominating takedown.
That is definitely
But
showing that.
he landed, and this is the problem, and you'll see this a lot of times. The guy who does the takedown ends up in that.
Ends up in a vulnerable position.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Now Nick
But
Granbois,
I don't think Nick's got it.
no, not where he would want it yet, or else it would have been over by this point.
But sometimes you'll see these guys with too much physical definition. Now, GSP's not one of them. They don't have the wind that you think they'd have. They spend a lot of time sculpting their bodies, and I've seen so many fighters, they're soft, but they can fight forever. Like old George Foreman, he could go 15 rounds like no one's business. And look, there's a lot of pain on Granbois' face right now. A lot of pain.
There is, yeah.
He's
Nick Granbois coming in 1-3 record. He's definitely looking to change that. Grew up. A lot of people, don't know too much about Kenora, Ontario, because you hear Ontario, you think Toronto, but they're up in the woods closer to Manitoba.
Sure.
Kind of an isolated community, and a lot of fighters are actually produced out of this small town.
right. Now our hockey player, our overall athlete, he's got the mount here.
Definitely
he's got
bringing
a lot
the
of
energy. He does have a lot of
He
energy.
had the good takedown. Granbois is in pain.
He is early on in pain, yeah.
And like I said earlier, I think he's burning energy. He's about to give his back up, and this is a very bad position.
You don't want to be in that
for
position
Granbois.
early on.
And now he's just in real trouble here.
Hard to believe that this is Laine Keyes' first fight.
Oh,
he's showing a lot of
very
skill.
good. But
skill.
I'll tell you what. I think anytime you just showed me his pedigree in sports, this is a no-brainer. He's fought in hockey. He's been in rugby and football.
Yeah.
He's a competitor.
Yeah, and he's even a bull rider. I mean, so this guy's no stranger to pain.
I'll tell you what. My dad was a bull rider, and he's the last guy I want to tussle with.
Laine Keyes delivering some punishing knees to the side there of Nick Granbois.
This fight right now is all Laine Keyes. This really, the only thing Nick Granbois has done that I liked is controlled a little bit when he was taken down.
Yeah.
Now that does not really count as a takedown for the Legionnaire.
I wouldn't think so, no.
Because it was controlled almost totally. And I think there's a lot of blood right now, and the ref's having a look. Now I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. You can never tell anymore if it's blood or tattoo.
Yeah, these guys are
They're
pretty
all
inked up.
but Nick's in big trouble.
Nick Granbois, he's gassed, he's tired, and he's in a lot of pain. And Laine Keyes, he's played every sport under the sun. He's in great condition, and he's not showing any signs of being tired at all.
Well,
And
you said, there's nothing out of all the sports you mentioned. This bull riding is the one that means the most to me.
Absolutely.
He's in there against a guy 155 pounds. He's used to 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, he gets locked in with a bull, and
he's not scared of anybody in the octagon. This Laine.
No, and that's huge for him. So.
And he's inflicted a lot of damage early.
Now, what's going to be the tricky part here? This is his first fight, first round, and he had a pretty dominating first round. So he's got to maintain his focus and bring it again in the second round and not think that he's got this thing wrapped up too early.
If this was a boxing match, I'd give 10-8.
Yeah.
On that one. That was such a dominant first round. Laine did all the landing. Laine did all the punishing. You look at the two corners.
Huge takedown that they're showing right now on the replay.
Yeah.
And that was what started it all off for him.
It's just been dominant. Those big knees. That's going to hurt. And he again, he got the... And it's just, we saw it already tonight. He's getting them on the left side instead of the right. If that was the right side, this fight would be over.
Yeah, for sure.
You give those kind of knees to a liver, this guy's done. And he won't be going to the after party at Fitzgerald's either with too many liver shots.
No, I don't think so.
Straight to the Weyburn Hospital.
Enough liver, yeah.
Now he's keeping his hands low, and he's going to want to protect that body.
Big left
another
foot.
big. This is all Laine.
Laine
It's all
Keyes is
Laine.
coming out too
It's
strong.
over. It's over. He's had enough. He's had enough. He's out on his feet. He's out on his feet. He thinks the fight's still going. A lot of times they do.
Early call by Elvis there, but he's a veteran referee, and it was over.
Elvis had seen enough, and so had I. Laine had dominated this fight from the start. Granbois, as good a shape as he looks like he's in, he moves to 1-4, and Laine moves to 1-0.
Yeah, and I think that this is going to be a lot more we're going to see from Laine Keyes.
This is not Laine Keyes' last fight.
No.
This kid came out there, and he basically, he was the bull in this one.
He was the bull, and he got the upper hand in every aspect, striking, takedowns, you name it. It was all Laine Keyes in this fight.
I'll tell you what, if you were writing a book, that's how you'd want to write it for your first fight ever. An absolute dominance. This kid's going to be ready to...
He's going to want to save this tape to tell his grandkids about, because this is what to remember.
He's ready to go party.
Laine Keyes, it is his first fight in the octagon, and it just absolutely dominating every aspect of it, giving a huge hug to his girlfriend. And I spoke with Laine Keyes last night, and he didn't seem worried whatsoever about his first fight. You know, he said he had a lot of experience in every sport, including bull riding, hockey, rugby, football, you name it. He's an athletic guy and does not shy away from a challenge. Pretty soft-spoken dude, but again, he is bringing the heat here in Weyburn, and I don't think this will be the last that we see from Laine Keyes. He has high hopes of making a career out of it. You know, he wants to go to the big leagues. This is what he wants to do with himself. He said he puts in all his time and effort towards mixed martial arts. And definitely you can see it pays off here.
TKO due to strikes from the Fort Great Plains blue corner, Laine Keyes. Laine Keyes. And a round of applause for his opponent, Nick Granbois.
Laine Keyes would like to also give a shout out to his family and friends for all the support throughout all his sporting career and the great show of sportsmanship there, giving his opponent, Nick Granbois, a hug. They both, you know, are respectable guys. They came in here looking for a win, obviously, and Laine Keyes coming out with a huge victory. And like I said, that will not be the last we see of that guy.